Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, everybody, and welcome to my show called I Just Can't Even With Myself Right Now. I love saying this phrase, frankly, because it puts me in such a good mood. The whole reason why I named it I Just Can't Even With Myself Right Now is because it's a phrase I like to exhale whenever situations happen to me and I just can't deal with it anymore. And you say this little tidbit here and you just feel good afterwards. But anyways, my name is Nate Rasa, and you may know me from a whole bunch of different mediums. I've been dabbling a little bit in all kinds of different areas, whether that be Twitter, Discord, or YouTube. I've been trying to play around and see what works. And for those of you who do know me or have already heard of me, you would probably put me in as a typology enthusiast. And what that is I'm the type of guy that likes to dabble and learn and study anything to do with personality theory. And so that would be pretty much a good theme within this podcast. We'll just be talking about it, but at the same time, here or over here in I Just Can't Even With Myself Right Now, it's gonna be a little bit more casual, a little bit more laid back, definitely more than my tweets or my YouTube posts. I believe so. This is a time where I get to really just, I wouldn't say probably let loose, but it's something I find to be a little bit more fun, and it's an experiment I want to try. So for everybody listening, thank you for tuning in, and I mean I'll give you guys a little bit of an introduction about me first before jumping right into anything else. And for everybody who wants to get to know me, I mean this first episode seems to be kind of like the best first little gig into this, or what is it, like that foot in the door type of concept. I think that works. I think that idea kind of fits. But yeah, so starting out with my name and afterwards just my type. So for those who don't know me and what I babble on about, so in type theory, I am an ENFP in the Myers-Briggs system, IEE any subtype in the Socionic system, type 7 wing 6 SPSO in Enneagram, and just see what else do I have, or what else do I identify with. It's a little bit of those. I dabble in definitely a lot more than just that. I mean, there's also Dionysus Hermes split. I mean, that's a whole nother system to kind of go into. But it's definitely, typology has been a really interesting kind of concept, topic, theme, I would say to myself. The thing is I never really figured how important or how significant type has been in my life, because I took a break from it. I know I mentioned that before, if you are a recurring visitor who knows me from before, but I definitely mentioned that you learn about it in high school back in, I believe, planning class. I don't know what the course is for other folks, but it was definitely planning class, a grade 10, and you learn all that little tidbits. I mean, mine was, my first introduction to type was the Myers-Briggs Simpsons personality test, and I thought that was really interesting. Actually, the little funny fact about that was I actually got ENFP, but because I didn't agree with the character, I saw Krusty the Clown, but he was ENTJ, and I was like, nah, I want to be Krusty instead, because I'll pick the clown, because the clown fits more in my league. Which probably is it's actually kind of funny knowing that going into type, or at least how people perceived me in public forums, that I came off more ESTJ for some reason. And that was even before I realized or knew about the whole tertiary function flexing and all that good stuff, which, if you don't already know what I'm talking about, definitely give that a good look. I mean, I think I've had a video, or I'll probably make a video about that, which will be a good starting point. But anyways, on this little show, it's definitely just me airing out what babbling that I need to do to kind of satisfy. I mean, heck, if you're the type that I am as an ENFP, we all go through that struggle where we just, it's less to do with running out of things to talk about, but more so actually learning to stop talking. And I don't really know how to stop sometimes. And growing up, I've always been like that chatterbox. And it's just crazy, literally very, very crazy how people. I guess I've always been told that I should listen more, and that's definitely something that I've been trying to learn. It took a good, like, it took an INTJ and an ESFJ to get me to realize, just, albeit two different styles of teaching, to realize that, like, listening is important. And I never really thought of it that way. And I thought, well, that's interesting, knowing me and my dismissive ideas. But basically, it became a really big stepping stone. I never could claim that a lot of the things I did it by myself. It's kind of hard for me to say that, actually, because I would say that a lot of the things that I've done has been through the help of a lot of people in my life. And I thought that was, it could be just a bit of a credit thing too, because I like giving credit where credit is due. And for those folks who are that, or who are these people, I just want to say, like, big thank you for all the things that they've done for me. It's not always easy, but here we are trying to make it happen. But anyways, without getting super real, that's the thing though with me. It's like I don't see myself as a serious personality. I mean, granted, I don't think other people see me as a serious personality either, which is it makes sense. We're all on a mutual understanding here. But I thought it would be just kind of funny I just look at myself and I just start laughing. Like, wow, like, there is nothing about this that's, let's put it this way. I just find myself finding the whole concept of dealing with certain things just kind of like, what is it? But anyways, so before I lose out of track, actually, as you can see, I'm totally, this is just getting myself distracted. So back into the whole typology thing, how I got into this mess. Yes, because I'm gonna call it a mess. I actually never really knew that I was an ENFP. I don't think I've actually, like, I probably resonated with it the most, but I never really had any stances that was pretty strong or cemented with the type. There was even that little brief moment where I was like, whoa, what if I was an INFJ or something? Let's just throw down an argument and see what happens. But then, over time, and you get into the theory more, and you realize that actually makes absolute zero sense. And he's glad that that's sorted out anyways. But yeah, so my love of type never really kicked in until I got hold of Heidi Prieb's book of the ENFP survival guide, till I finally realized, hey, I need to really get into this. Like, I feel like there's something in this system, in this kind of school of thought, that I can actually draw some knowledge from. And why not, right? Like, let's make it happen. So I figured, that's kind of cool. This is kind of fun. So let's keep getting into it. So I went back into Personality Cafe, which is another public forum where for then I just lurked, and then I just read about it. People, never really interacted with anybody. Actually, never interacted with anyone. And then I was on Twitter for a bit. That was more so because I just thought it'd be really nice to kind of break into the Twitter sphere and, like, tweet about a bunch of things, little funny things that I thought would be really interesting, and air my own ideas out. And then I found Heidi on the Twitter, and I decided to just message her and tweet at her and see what happens. And then I found Kat, who is an ENFJ, tweeting at her as well, and then we came across a topic, and it became like, two ENFJs and then two ENFPs, and it just became this conversation. And I get a DM from Kat saying, hey, I got a server here, you should probably join. And I figured, oh, well, alright, what's the harm in that? I made a Discord account, went for it, and I would say that was 3 years ago, and now I'm managing or moderate. I'm one of the moderators on a Discord server, and I have a YouTube channel, and just trying to build up whatever you could, and it's just here we are with type. Having met so many different personalities, like, in the process. And oh yeah, and like now my friends are just totally drawing like this, seeing the value in it now because of how deep I'm into this rabbit hole of type. And it's just looking back and really, I would say, really taking a moment, because granted guys, I don't actually introspect. Like that part's really hard. I never really understood how the process is delicious to people. To me it isn't, and I wouldn't say it's not tasteful either, like it's disgusting or something like that, because it's not. If I could contemplate or meditate for longer periods of time, I would, but I don't. So here we are. But looking back and taking that moment, for the rare moments that I do look back, it's really cool to know how far a person can be and have gone from, because this is where we are, like this is where we stand in our own personal story, and where we are, how we are when it comes to our personal journeys and growth and progress. And I never really thought of it like that, and I never really gave it much thought, because I like to go with the flow. I like to follow the wind, for lack of a better. My friends like to describe me as like free spirit type, which kind of makes sense. I like to go to follow the beat of my own drummer kind of moments, and because I think that it's way more rewarding to be it that way. It's obviously everyone's opinions are different. Some folks are more like, they prefer instead to just chill out and have a routine, which I also value a lot. I figured that I should be establishing and following more routines, but I don't. So that's just kind of like my personal thing. Apologies also, because I'm recording my very, very first episode on me being sick. So if you guys just hearing my voice right now, you're hearing, this is not normal. This is not the normal standard voice I produce. I feel like I'm sounding a lot lower than I usually do. There was a time where I contracted a really bad like lung illness, and it lowered my voice down an octave, and it just went from like, so you're hearing it like this, and it became very Batman. And I could do Batman voice with just normal amount of like breathing, and it like vocal breathing, and it shocked me. And at the same time, because I used to always think that, because my normal voice is high, so I would be very concerned about how my voice sounds and how people perceived me because of my voice. And then I realized when I did have that moment how much I actually valued my high pitch, or my sort of high pitch. And I realized, hey, I do like how I sound, because I don't like being in this low voice. It seems very odd, and it's maybe because I've just never really realized just how I got used to my normal voice. So I thought it was just really funny to bring that up. And also for people out there just suddenly going to be shocked by the next episode, and it's like, oh, his voice is so high. How did that happen? And we go, well, because that's how we do. But anyways, yeah. So what you guys are gonna expect from this little show that I'm gonna do is definitely a lot of random babbles. So for all the people out there who are into this kind of style of talking, for all the people who kind of likes a bit of a guy who just goes through long monologues and in bits and pieces of comedy, just narrating even, and you just want to hear this person in the background just talking about it, then maybe this is a show for you. Actually, no, this will be the show for you. And what I got plans for, I don't know. Okay, I will be definitely 100% honest, and I'll be 100% transparent, because a lot of this could also become complaints. Like, I feel like I should just make complaint podcasts of just me complaining about life, which could be very entertaining, because I mean, ENFPs are very entertaining folks anyway. They're very, like, I wouldn't say that we're humorous people, but I would say that we're very funny to look at, to observe, and probably to hear too. Just to hear me talk, it's probably just like a mess of chaos, which by the way is also like a tactic I do, because I would rather spill the chaos and then sort myself afterwards. It's definitely a work backwards type of situation. So this first episode is going to be a little bit short, and that's kind of how I really want to end it. Whether or not I'll definitely like list it out in in the later episodes too. And if I ever start a series on this part, then by all means you will hear it. I will give updates, and that would be kind of like the gist about the whole shindigs. So again, thank you so much for tuning in, and I just realized this is going to be a late night thing, and if it's a late night thing, I get like weirdly shameless around midnight. When it hits, I don't know what happens to me, but when it hits 12 a.m., you could ask me any question, and I just give you a full-on no filter. And you know how we grow older, and as we get older, we put on more mental walls, we put more, we start being more aware of our social impact, so we just kind of like not want to say certain things because we already understand how that would affect another person. But for some reason, all of that social conditioning disappears when it hits midnight. So that granted, there's also moments when I get stressed, and as a 7, it gets stressed and disintegrates to 1, and you're gonna get the critical side of me. So that's also another thing to look into. And as a 7 who collects vices, I don't really know where the direction may turn, and for the sake of entertainment, why not? There's moments in me where I just say, there ain't nothing wrong with publicity, with any kind of publicity. I think like it's gonna be hilarious. And so, and again, like those moments, like I mess around with English and words a lot. I don't think I have an accent. But anyways, if you're into this style of a medium, by all means go for it. I'm just gonna keep making this for myself. First of all, this is something that I enjoy, and that's what I want to radiate out. I want to radiate the passion that is being expressed. And for everyone listening, thank you so much for tuning in, and of course till next time. And because it's 12:18 at midnight, I'm afraid I'm gonna be way too open. So till next time, and you guys have a very good night, or at least enjoy the rest of your night. And yeah, good day for everybody, and hope y'all have a good morning later on in the night. So thank you so much. Have a good day. Bye.